Hari Om. There was some interruption in the recording, so we're continuing again. So we're discussing the adhyasa. Adhyasa is superimposition error, and here the Shankara defines adhyasa is atasmin tad buddhihi. So essentially, it's a quotation from Shankara's Adhyasa Bhashya. Adhyasa is, as we discussed before, as in the part of the introduction to these talks, Adhyasa is error of superimposition. So I see something, something is there, so I see as though it is something different from what it is, and that is what is essentially error. Error comes into picture when I do not have proper vision, or I do not have complete information about the object that I see, and therefore I make a conclusion about this is the object, because every object has an attributes, and I only through the senses I am gathering the attributive knowledge, since I don't have the substantive knowledge, because senses only gather the attributes, and that's also reflected attributes, not the actual attributes, because attributes belong to the object, and only reflected attributes like a form and color that I see is only reflection of the light that's coming to me based on the particular form. From that, image is formed in my retina, which is transmitted through the optical nervous system as an electrical signal, and somehow that is converted into software as a thought that we discussed before. And therefore, what is the thought content is only attributive content depending upon the capacity of my senses and the capacity to which the senses can operate. If it is too dark, even though I have 20/20 vision, I still cannot see because there is not enough light. So errors in perception can occur, and errors in understanding also occurs depending upon what kind of conclusion I make based on the information that I have. So atasmin tad buddhihi. So that is being superimposed here. So that what? That which I know before, and now I am superimposing that here. So what is that adhyasa? And here say atasmin tad buddhihi prabhavati. And here is defining why it happens. Vimudasya tamasa, due to tamasa, due to the complete lack of complete knowledge, or due to the ignorance. Vimudaha, because of not able to discriminate properly what is right, what is wrong, what is correct, and what is the true attributes of the object, and what I am perceiving, what is the nature of the object, and what I am seeing through my senses or through my experience. That's called vimudaha. Vimudaha means a delusion, because I am taking in the fundamental ignorance, I am taking what is not real as a real, and what is real is not, or ignored, or is not even perceived, or not even aware of, and that is what is called vimudaha. So because of the lack of clear viveka, that's what essentially, so viveka abhavai, so because of the lack of the discriminative faculty, I take what is not there as what it is. And so viveka abhavadvaihi spurati bhujage rajju dishana. So here it's a different example is given. Normally we say we are seeing the snake where the rope is. So why do I see a snake where the rope is? Because I am not seeing the rope as a rope. Why I am not seeing the rope as a rope? Because the conditions are not conducive enough for me to get all the attributes of the object to differentiate that it is a rope and not a snake. So that's the example is given. Here, interestingly, the Viveka Chudamani, it says the other way around, where I am seeing a rope where the snake is. So object is a snake, but I am seeing it as a rope because of lack of complete attributes of the object. And therefore, it's much more dangerous if I take it as a rope when there is a snake, and consequence will be much more deeper. In the same way, this I am taking where there is no happiness, I am going after that as a happy or because the sense involvement, and I think that is happiness, this is happiness, because of not knowing the happiness is coming from my own self. And therefore here is I am superimposing what is not there as it is, and that's what is called adhyasa. But there is something there, but on top of it I am superimposing because I am not getting complete information about the object. Spurati bhujage rajjuvat. So tatho anartha vrato vipatati samadhatur adhikaha sato yaha asadgraha sahi bhavati the bandhas shrunu sakhe. So what is this? What is the bondage is clarified here. So because of the ajnana, because of the ignorance of my own self, I am projecting something other than myself as this as myself. Why I am projecting? Because there are some attributes which are common to that and myself. Therefore I have some knowledge, at the same time I have not complete knowledge. So in every adhyasa, in every superimposed error, there is some knowledge occurring and there is ignorance. That's why he said it is a mixing of the truth and untruth, and that's exactly what was said in the previous statement. This is asat satyam iti. This asat, which is non-existent, as existing, and what is existing is not seen completely, because in this adhyasa we have partial knowledge and rest of it is not complete knowledge. Because of the partial ignorance, and I know a little bit but I do not know completely, and that becomes a lot of problem, because now I know enough to make mistakes, and that's what is essentially happening by my life itself. The snake case, if I step on that rope thinking that it is a rope, but if it's actually a snake, I'll have a lot more problems, because then consequence of that action will be terrible. Same way, when I take anatma as atma and then deal with anatma as I am only this body, and I want to solve because I am not limited by nature, and by taking the limitations of the body, mind, intellect as my limitations, and I don't like those limitations, so since my nature is full and I want to become full now by having this and having that, so that's why I run after things, and that's why the rat race starts, because I need that to become full, which can never be solved, because by adding finite things one cannot become infinite, it will remain finite. But I cannot stop it, because once I have understood that I am only this, I cannot but stop trying to gain everything by trying to become, by the process of gaining, without understanding that I cannot gain the infinity by this process. But therefore Vedanta comes to rescue later, but this is the bondage essentially, where I do not have the viveka. So the cause for it is I should be able to discriminate clearly what is there and what I think is really there, or is there a disparity. So for that I need a proper means of knowledge. Viveka is discriminative knowledge. I can get discriminative knowledge only through the pramana, by a proper means of knowledge. So for me to say whether it is a rope or a snake, I need a better information, and better information gained through better pramana. So for that I need a better light. So I had to put a torchlight to see whether it is a snake or a rope. So now when I put the torchlight, then I get a clear indication of the rest of the attributes of the object, and therefore I do not make any more mistake of taking something other than what it is. Atasmin tad buddhihi, taking something other than what it is. These are all the properties extensively analyzed about Adhyasa in the Adhyasa Bhashya by Shankara, and that's one of the beautiful contribution of Shankara before he introduces. And a lot of acharyas have criticized this Adhyasa. Yes, why? Because of Mula Avidya. Therefore Mula Avidya is a cause for the bondage. That's what is being explained. And Tamasa, because of lack of ignorance. So therefore I do not have the proper viveka to discriminate what is real and what is not real. So what I need to solve the problem is viveka. A discriminative faculty is required in order to solve this problem, and therefore I am taking what is not. So asat graham, I am taking the which is asat, which is non-real, as real, and what is real is ignored. Completely ulta siddha has come. That means completely opposite, where what is unreal is taken real, and what is real is ignored, or not even know that there is something real beyond this also. And I operate at this level, and whole world, life after life, I am spending trying to gather happiness, and because of lack of complete knowledge about myself. So I have enough knowledge to make mistake. What's enough knowledge? I know that I exist, I know I am conscious entity, but even that part is also, I know I am existing, but not as a pure, all-pervading, infinite existence, but existing as this body, this mind, this intellect, as anatma. So that which doesn't exist, as which is asat, which is neither sat or not sat, is taken as a sat itself, as I am this and I exist as this. And I am conscious entity, I know, but I am conscious entity as in this body only. And all those notions come into picture because of tamasa, because of lack of knowledge of my own true nature. So this is what is ko-nama bandhaha is defined essentially as adhyasa, as the basis for the projection. So the question is now, how does this get firmly abide or established in the mind? So that will be taken katam esha agataha. So how does it come is being addressed later, once I understand that it is due to error of superimposition. Now what we need to understand is, in every adhyasa, in every superimposition, there is an underlying truth, that is, there is substantive truth behind, but I am only getting carried away with the superficial knowledge, not knowing what is the basis for it. What is the fundamental basis? That's one aspect. Atasmin tad buddhihi, that means it involves taking something else and where it is. That means taking some other object as present here, which is not there. So that understanding is of that object is here, but it means that I have a knowledge of that object and I do not have complete knowledge of the present object, and I am superimposing the presence of that object where this object is. That's called atasmin tad buddhihi. So in the case of a rope snake example, where I know what is a snake and why I know what is a rope. So when I look at it, this looks like, from the based on attributes, that common attributes which are applicable to both the rope and the snake. Now I am superimposing the attributes of the snake where the rope is. In the case of here, the example is, it is the other way he has given, where I am taking the rope and where the snake is. But in either way, I am superimposing other than what it is. So an objection is raised. It says that means you have a knowledge of snake when you are superimposing where the rope is. That means the knowledge of truth is there beforehand. Then only that you are superimposing here. So adhyasa, when you apply to the mula vidya, I am superimposing something other than itself. That means I have a knowledge of something already. That means I should have known what is truth, and now I am superimposing that here. That's what should be adhyasa. So that means, since I know what is a snake, I am able to superimpose here. But if I don't know the snake, then what happens? I cannot superimpose snake here. So I should have some knowledge of the truth and some knowledge of untruth for me to mix it together. So adhyasa is also defined as satyanuta mithunikaranam. Mixing of the truth and untruth together is what is called adhyasa. So in the case of fundamental adhyasa, where I am superimposing something other than what it is. So what it is that I am seeing, and what it is real. So I am superimposing what is real on what is unreal. That is what is adhyasa. So objection can be raised. That means I should know what is real.
If I know what is real, then there is no problem is already solved. So adhyasa cannot occur unless I have an idea of what is unreal, what is real. So this is being addressed as I know little bit of it, but not complete of it. So I have a partial knowledge of the reality, that existence and consciousness is I know. At the same time, existence as or consciousness as a particular unconscious entity taking as a conscious entity as well as the existent entity. Therefore, there is a partial knowledge and partial ignorance, and therefore ignorance is superimposed on top of it, and that's why the error of atasmin tad buddhihi, taking something other than what it is, occurs, and that is what is adhyasa. And every adhyasa, in every error, the substantive is Brahman or the knowledge. And there are several questions that are posed against this by the Bhagavan Ramanuja in the Sri Bhashya about the avidya aspect of the Advaita Vedanta. But before we go into that details, the avidya, even in the Visishta Advaita, there is an adhyasa and there is also error of this ajnanam is there. So from the Bhagavan Ramanuja's point, ajnanam is, the ignorance is that I am only limited, and that is Atma is anupramanat, it's only tiny, and Paramatma is supreme, and I depend on him. That lack of knowledge of my dependence on that means I am the dependent and he is independent. That lack of knowledge is the ignorance, and therefore knowledge is still required, that I am dependent on him. That's what becomes a Saranagati as a means of knowledge. So therefore, even in Visishta Advaita, the ignorance is being pointed out. Also, their definition of ignorance is completely different. And this point is elaborately discussed in the Adhyasa Bhashya, and also criticism of Adhyasa Bhashya by other Darshanikas, means other Acharyas. But Adhyasa is accepted in some form or other, because even in everyone, this is taking other than myself is involved when I take the body as I am. So that is the Adhyasa. So everybody operates, and every philosopher agrees that I am not the body, because you leave the body and you go to Vaikunta and gain another body there. But therefore, this body cannot be me, and that is accepted in a way, and that is due to the error of superimposition. And this has been essentially ko nama bandhaha, what is the bondage, has been discussed so far. Now in the next question, he is going to analyze more deeply. Says, how does this error, or how does this ajnanam, and how does this get firmly abides, and this bondage becomes more and more deep rooted life after life, and that is being addressed in the next as katamesha agataha, katam pratishtaha. So how does this takes a form root, and this will be addressing in the next talk. With this we'll stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.